Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Urban Update. I'm Byron Barnett. On the show this morning, an event to honor a list of the top 100 most influential people of color in Boston. Also on the show, author Juliet Mayers and her new book titled The Guide to Strategic Networking. And in just a few, we'll talk Boston real estate with Anthony Lamacchia of Lamacchia Realty. But up first, a Boston tradition that is best described as a culinary and cultural experience. The annual A Taste of Ginger is right around the corner. It will take place Monday, April 4th at the Museum of Fine Arts to benefit the Joslin Diabetes Center's Asian American Diabetes Initiative, AAD. Started in 2005, the event draws hundreds of supporters who gather to enjoy an extraordinary evening, which includes the opportunity to taste a variety of cuisines and meet some of Boston's most celebrated chefs. To tell us more, we've invited Dr. Will Shu, the founder and medical director of Joslin's Asian Clinic and vice president of international programs, and brothers Alvin and Gilbert Tsang. The Tsangs are in their 10th year of participating in A Taste of Ginger. Gilbert owns Mem Tea Imports, and Alvin is co-owner of Cafe Nation in Brighton. Both Alvin and his father have type 1 diabetes and receive their care at Joslin Diabetes Center. Welcome to Urban Update, gentlemen. Thanks for coming in. Another great event, A Taste of Ginger. Dr. Shu, if we could begin with a little more background on Joslin's Asian American Clinic, and talk to me about why you launched it and what your motivation was.
Yeah, I think at the turn of 2000, I think many people began to notice that the diabetes was on the rise. There were a lot of newspapers and magazines and TV shows talked about diabetes, but there was one population that was kind of, sort of didn't get the attention, and that was sort of the Asian Americans. I think what was really different about this population is that they developed diabetes at a much lower body weight. And so when their physicians see them in the office, they don't necessarily think that they are at high risk. So in the year 2004, we founded the Asian Clinic really to provide a culturally tailored care for that population.
Okay. Now, another important reason of sort of getting out into the community and really just making folks more aware of the resources that are available, that's also part of what this is all about?
Absolutely. I think a lot of the Asian immigrants coming to the United States, they're so busy working, building a new life here in America. A lot of times health is sort of a second thought. So I think raising awareness, especially with the fact that they don't necessarily look overweight, and this would be really serve as a good avenue to have them check out their health with their doctor.
Okay. Well, Alvin's saying, talk to me about when you were diagnosed with diabetes and how it changed your life, and what Joslin's done to help you out.
Well, I was diagnosed over 20 years ago, at the age of 13, and when I got the news that I was diabetic, it was quite traumatic, because I'm a young kid and just going through those teenage years. Life's hard enough, so it was really tough. But when I got to the Joslin and started receiving care, it started to make me feel like everything's going to be okay, because the level of care that I received was just wonderful. I had met great people that showed me what I need to do to live as normal a life as possible, and I've been following that ever since.
So when you were a teenager, you said it was tough. What restrictions did you have? Do you have to take insulin? Or
yeah, so in the beginning, testing blood sugars, it's a part of every diabetic's regimen pretty much. But then having to take injections, do it with needles, and watching what you eat and all that stuff, and watching out for low blood sugars, high blood sugars. This is a lot. It's pretty all-consuming disease.
And when you're a teenager, you have more important things to be concerned about, right?
You could say that.
Sure. Gilbert, now you've been supporting A Taste of Ginger for 10 years really now, and I guess it's your dad's story that played a big part in you getting involved in all this. Tell me a little bit about that.
My dad has type 1 diabetes, and he was diagnosed at a kind of a later stage, because back then when he was living in Taiwan, they actually didn't really know how to diagnose diabetes to the extent that they can do it today. So he went through a cloudy period of a year or two being mistreated, misguided, misdiagnosed with what eventually turned out to be diabetes. I think growing up, it was always kind of a big taboo in the family, saying like, you know, you got to be careful what you eat, otherwise you might develop diabetes because you are more apt to have that due to the hereditary, you know, lineage the fact that my father had it. So growing up, of course, we didn't have any sugar in our diet, you know, so there was absolutely no sugar. So it was kind of funny because Mom would try and bake, and then she would try and cut out the sugar, and it would be terrible, you know. So it influenced the way that we were brought up a little bit, you know. But it was also kind of like like I said, it's the ghost that you don't want to kind of tackle or have come up to you.
Okay, Dr. Hsu, let's talk about the event a little bit. I guess how many chefs are we talking about this year? Any names that we might know? Or?
Well, I mean, there are going to be over 30 chefs coming to the Museum of Fine Arts, and these are going to be really friends of the community. Jasper White from Summer Shack, and Joanne Chang from Myers & Chang, and Ming Tsai from Blue Ginger, and of course Alvin will be represented over there as well, among many other well-known chefs. And our hearts are really warmed as community come together for such a good cause.
Okay, all right. Now, Alvin and Gilbert, I guess for those who have never gone, tell us, I guess, just tell us a little bit about the event. You've been participating in this for several years now. Just tell us a little bit about the event and what people would like about the event.
I think what they'll like about it is just the variety of food that's going to be there represented. I mean, a lot of it's Asian, but not all of it. You know, there's a lot of good, you know, Indian cuisine, Chinese, American, a lot of baked goods. It's just really a celebration of you know, the cause done through good food.
And the two of you, you're going to be participating as chefs?
More or less. My company is a little different. At MT Imports, we provide teas to, you know, restaurants and cafes and whatnot. But so we'll have a tea station, allowing people to sample some of our best teas. So we're not going to be actually providing food.
Okay, and once again, it's what the time and place? It's
April 4th, Museum of Fine Arts.
Music of Fine Arts. There it is, right there. Taste of Ginger, April 4th. This year at the Music of Fine Arts. It sounds like it's going to be a great event. Well, thank you all for coming in, and you know, good luck with the event, and I hope you raise a lot of money.
Thank you.
Okay, coming up next, always a hot topic, the real estate market in Boston. A chat with Lamacchia Realty right here on Urban Update. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.